Enter the mayhem. Soul Bad Guy.
I have the radio on and just turn it down because this is a good song. Damn. Time for me to buy some ice cream for my just talking about halo-halo, and then now I'm gonna buy ice cream because I have a surplus of ingredients that go well with ice cream. I'm gonna buy ice cream instead. I know. So what do I talk about? As usual, just talking, and we'll see if it will have any value. Right? We'll see if it will have any value once it's done. Better than not doing it. I'm gonna turn the radio up again for the music. Hi. This will not take long. I don't have a good topic, so hopefully it doesn't take long. I don't have a topic at all, man. Just finished my free will paper again. Just finished at least the cleanup part. Just tidying up my argument. Supposed to be better this time. But I noticed some mistakes in my argument. First, I neglected to give an explicit example of a voluntary call. So I gave out the emotions as example. Not the best, man. Not the best. So I added those in. Also, I fixed my my examples so that it's more physically real. So that it's accurate. The physics is accurate. The physics isn't really accurate. Describing dominoes, man. Dominoes toppling over. Then of course dominoes have their own potential energy. And you stand them up, and now they have potential energy. And I completely neglected that. So I remembered this guy from a while back giving a demonstration of how dominoes can actually topple over pieces that are much bigger than it. Right? You can topple over dominoes that are bigger than it. So when does that end? Like, okay, what happened there? It didn't really worry me, to be honest, because I was arguing from the principle. Even then, even when I saw it, I'm like, what the fuck? I gave the wrong example. Because I'm arguing from the principle. So you feel like, oh man, I made a mistake on the physics. I mean, with the example. You know? But not the actual argument that I had. Had to fix that up. Had potential energy. Potential energy, and let me just elaborate on that so it can serve as a reference. That potential energy, and it kept getting bigger. So the guy was showing an example of, there was this line of dominoes. The smallest one was really small, but it was going, the line eventually toppled a huge domino, man, about the size of a person. I'm like, what the shit. Obviously, I made a mistake. I had to fix that. I had to fix it so that at least it would be more, it would be more in line with a determinist mindset. Because when they argue, they never connect the outside world with the mental, with whatever is happening with the brain. They just say that it's the brain that's causing all those things, man. That's how they do it. So when I translated that, or when something happens outside the world, for example, someone is speaking, to them that should be just, because they will not believe that anything, meaning itself, no? To them that's just, they don't even talk about it, right? They don't even reference it. It's a huge blank space in their reasoning. So of course I didn't actually notice that until recently. So I was just parroting their position, and I neglected that. So I decided eventually that, because I had a choice between exploring their position so that I would give the best version of their position, or just continuing with my argument, because that's their position, man. I'm like, what the fuck? I don't want to have to revise my paper entirely for their position. I'm like, oh no, I'll just add that, I caricatured their position, unfortunately, and caricatured their position, but I don't think that it affects my real argument. Let them do the argument. That's what I decided eventually, just now, no? Like, I don't want to have to argue for them, that's their position. But they'll know about it. When I use the toppling, the domino toppling, they probably already know about it. They're like, oh, okay. Because I think they totally neglected that as well, eh. They don't know it, because they never bring it up. What they bring up is brain states, no? It's like they skip from the, I mean, it doesn't even come up. It does not even come up. To them, it's just brain states. And then they compare it to elementary interactions. So, atoms, ganyan. They're willing to do that, but they never bring the two together. So I'm like, when I used it, I was just following in their reasoning. And I also neglected to, there was also a mistake on my part. Although I think that it's not that bad on my part. So I just decided na, okay, that cannot be open, man. Anyway, I just decided that I would not add their own reasoning. I would not argue with them. You know what I mean? Just decided that if they found a better explanation, to me it does not matter. That's what I decided. Yeah, that's what I said, man. I'm a bit distracted from something minor happened. So yun. Brain states. What else? So my example that I gave, just to settle that, just so they don't say that maybe you're trying to get away from the real argument, because that could be a substantial point, no? You have domino toppling and the energy is being amplified, no? Energy is being amplified. So wait, let me just pull down the tool. Energy is being amplified, so you're escaping. Wait lang. Yung buo minsan, okay. So in order for me to counter that accusation that they might have, I added another example on a footnote about traffic lights, man. Traffic lights, bro. So if you are on an intersection, at an intersection, and you're currently stopped, but then you see your side turns green, the traffic light on your side turns green, you accelerate your vehicle, right? And what would happen if something else turns green? Some other light source turns green. I'm a bit distracted. Second floor ba to? Because this guy suddenly came out of the park. However, is this a smart thing for me to do? I guess it is. I guess, is it a smart thing? No, stop. No, oh, it's a smart thing for me to do. It is a smart thing for me to do. Man, I missed a parking space. Anyway. What happened there? Yan, traffic light. You're at the intersection. Your side turns green, and by that, of course, we mean that the traffic light turns green on your side, you go, right? That's the time to go. So what explains that to them? Is it the light source? Is it the energy? Because in my explanation, the meaning of the green light can be used as an explanation, no? Can be used as a cause. They can't do that because physical elementary objects or whatever they might have do not possess that property. Meaning it just has energy with it. Yes. You can see as you can hear, I'm trying to get my vehicle into a parking space. That's why I'm a bit distracted. Yun, intersection. And what would happen? How would they explain that kind of phenomenon? They can't. Therefore, my stuff are causally potent. Ayun lang. Although, that was a bad Drivecast. Later, oh man, I don't have any battery left. Maybe I'll buy a new one because I noticed that it gets really low really quickly. Maybe I'll buy new batteries for this. A new battery.